What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Simulation for the Nation, and welcome back along to the West Coast, where today we've got something a little bit different. We're taking a little bit of a break today from our baling of hay. We got all that hay cleared yesterday, didn't take too long at all. Now we're just waiting for some more to dry. So I've got Carl and Nathan are on taking down some more grass now, and also tedding a little bit more out. So they're kept fully busy, and in the meantime I've been invited along to a demonstration today. So we're going to have a look at the new a new brand of plow, which one of my dealers is trying to see if there's enough interest to take on the franchise, really. So he's invited us along for a demonstration, so we're just going to pop into this field up here. You can see we've got two shiny John Deeres with different plows on the back. So we're going to have a look into here. Oh, there's a few guys here already, so I just need to try and park up. Oh, we'll sling it there, that's fine. Okay, so spot the popular mode of agricultural transport. Look at those beautiful old defenders. Okay, so as I was mentioning here, this is going to be a little bit different today. I need to go find where everyone is. I think they're actually having some tea and coffee inside the shed there. Okie dokie, everyone. I'm just going to squeeze down past through. I believe this is Roger's, a neighbouring dairy farmer's big truck. Quite why he's coming to have a look at some big 6-furrow plows and John Deeres, I don't know, but here he is. He likes to spend his money, I guess. So I've had a quick chat inside with the dealer, and what we're going to do here, they're actually waiting for the drivers to arrive. There's supposed to be a couple of tractor drivers coming to run these two Deeres. So what they've let us do is the guys who are here are all having a bit of a play and just seeing what's up. So what I'm going to do, this is the in-furrow configuration at the moment with the slatted moldboards, and we'll get to this one later, but we're going to have a look over the road now. So let's pop on over. So we on both tractors here we have John Deere 7Rs. I believe, what have we got here? A 7310. So that's a heck of a tractor, about 310 horsepower. Huge monstrous front weight on there. And this is the plow in question. So like I say, we've got a Agari Raptor 6-furrow plow. Now the great thing about this is a folds up arm. When you put this in the transport position, you have your road wheels here. These will actually extend, and then the hydraulics will twist over, so it will go onto the road, take the weight off of the links, and then you just lock up the front there, so it's unable to move. Now if I jump into the tractor here, just get this thing started up. Perfect. Now, what I want to show you really, what really interests me about this, right now we're currently, as I mentioned, we're set up for land configuration, so that means we're actually going to be ploughing with all 4 wheels on the ground instead of 2 wheels in the furrow. Now we can change that with adjusting the hydraulics. You're able to put this into the furrow like it is there, and as you can see, that shifts the whole of the plough over a bit, and there's some fantastic mechanism there to allow that to happen. And when we're in land mode here, we're just going to rotate the plough over, and you can see it alternates and reduces the width of the plough to allow for an easy rotation, and then the vary width comes back into play, just like that. But we're going to keep it that way. And so the plough itself actually tilts up on the axle there, and that's perfect. So what we're going to do, we're going to put this down. I'm going to make sure our GPS is on and active. We're going to get some ploughing done. So we're just going to do a little bit of a block here, just have a look, see how we feel about it. And we'll go forward. Now ideally, it would be very nice if we could be able to afford a brand new tractor as well. But we're not looking for a tractor at the moment. Certainly not yet. Maybe one day we will be. But right now, we're just having a look at the plough really. The reason I'm having a look at the plough, I'm interested to see what an upgrade would be like, and if it's worth the cost. The main reason we'll look at it is from a compaction standpoint. When you are ploughing there, it's noted that when you plough with the wheel in the furrow, you can create further compaction on what we call the pan in the soil. And what that will do is it's compaction just below where the plough actually lifts up the soil and turns over. So it's something that I'm interested to see, because we do our crop rotation system, although we do typically only plough about once every 3 or 4 years, we do have to plough. And what I don't want to do is damage the crop any further if we don't have to. So that's what we're thinking about. And the idea is that by putting all four wheels on the ground, you get better traction, you get better grip, and less soil compaction. But we're still figuring out if it's actually worth a necessary cost of implementation, really. Now this plow, like I said, you could do either with, and we are covering, this is approximately 4.4 meters, so it's a very wide plow. But yeah, certainly it's something that we would need to consider. But as you can see here, this tractor's handling it very well. This soil's a mixture of clay and sand really, but it seems to be handling it perfectly well. No problem at all. So, which would lead me to believe that may have pushed the Massey might be able to do it, but definitely the Fendt area would hold this perfectly well. Although it is getting pushed around a little bit. Now, what we would say is that one of the side effects, or the negatives of land ploughing, if the soil's a little bit, or the surface is a little bit damp, perhaps a little bit greasy, you can struggle for grip. You may find that the wheels will spin just a little bit more than perhaps they usually would, because it's just struggling to get that grip in the as you may get it in the furrow. But that can be the only issue. But it seems to be working okay. We'll go it one more time, and then we'll come down and we're gonna have a look at the other plow over there. So this is a very nice cab to work into. As you can see, we've kind of swiveled the seat around a little bit by about 30 degrees. This makes our view out the back window that little bit more enjoyable, a little bit more comfortable as well, I must say. Alright, so we're going to lift up here. We'll just park this up for whoever wants to come and have a go. So I believe whatever happens, this field is just going to be... it will be ploughed over fully by whoever. I'm not quite sure who owns this field actually. What I do know is it's not me, which is a shame, because it'd be nice if someone else would plough my fields for me. Okay. So we'll head over to the slatted moldboard model of the plough here. Now slatted moldboards, sorry, I believe were originally brought into, I think there's multifaceted reasons why. One of which is it reduces resistance, I do believe, which can reduce the horsepower requirements. But I also believe it can be for if you have a sticky soil, perhaps. I'll have to double check that, but I think that's the secondary reason. Other than the moldboards, it's a completely identical plough. Same size, same weight. I do believe this manufacturer has 3 different weights of plough, so depending upon your be it either your tractor or the soil type and the horsepower you have available, you might want a slightly lighter or a heavier plough. Get this GPS into gear, and we'll put some lights on, apparently. So this is us ploughing in furrow now. As you can see, the plough shifted over quite a lot there. Again, seems to be bouncing around a little bit, but it does seem to be handling everything more than capably. Cut that out. So as you can see, we are currently working in furrow. The tractor is handling this admirably, no issues there at all. But yeah, it is. I guess it all comes down to the soil type you're working on. Ultimately, I'm not a fan of ploughing for the damage it does. I do have to reset my fields kind of every 4 years or so, just to control any spread of weeds. But I'm of the opinion really that I would probably stick to in furrow ploughing. With some of the hills I have around here, the grip might be a little bit better. I do try and counter any compaction with cover crops and when necessary deep cultivation. I like to stay away from deep cultivation these days, but you know, where possible or when necessary, you have to take those measures. Okie dokie then. So we'll probably just get down to the bottom here. I think I've seen enough of this one as well. We'll go and have one last chat. Now, I need to make a quick phone call because we're probably going to go elsewhere. I've got something else to go and have a look at today. It's kind of a day of doing a few errands, but we'll park this John Deere up as well, someone else can have a drive with it, which is a very nice tractor. Perfect. So we'll just swing this down here. And we'll stop that. Perfect. Lights out the way, and we'll get out. And perfect. I'm gonna have just a final little goodbye with some of the guys in the shed here, and we'll come out and see you in just a second. Okie dokie. So I said my bit. I said my goodbyes in there. Had a quick chat with them. Found out a few interesting bits and pieces. Now we're gonna go and have a look at something a little bit different now. You may recall recently I was mentioning that I was looking for a new shed. I want to get a hay barn really, so I can store some more of our straw and hay as we bale it out in those barns, because we're not going to have a lot of storage space. And with that in mind, I was doing some looking through, some rummaging through some classifieds, and I found a couple of good options. They're a little bit of a drive away, so I rang up about those yesterday, and the farmer who's looking to sell them said he still has hold of them, he's still interested in selling them, so I'm going to go and drive over and have a look-see. But for that, it's going to be a little bit of a drive here. I've got to go down through Riverton-on-Sea, and then we're going to get on the dual carriageway at the far end, down by the Frontier stores. So we'll drive through, we'll get onto the motorway there, and then it's about a half an hour drive up the coast. So I'll probably catch up with you when we get there, and we'll see what we can find, see if they're going to be any good or not. So I'll come back to you when we're on the motorway. Alright you guys, we've made it. We just had to bomb along the motorway there for about, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes. And now I do believe I need to take this turn here, so I want to get off the road as quickly as possible. Come on, car. There we go. Okay, and we're only about, according to the instructions, we're only maybe a 5-minute drive from here. So we're in a region called Sandy Bay, and that looks like a nice little pub that I might come to for some lunch in a minute or two. But we're going to head up, and we're going to actually go up on the hillside there, just next to those cliffs, so we won't be too far away. And we're going to have a look at the barn that's currently in the middle of this gentleman's yard, who apparently is looking to move it. He wants to put a new shed in there, I think a grain shed, so I'm not sure what exactly the size of it or the condition. We'll find that out very soon. We'll take the next one. But yeah, hopefully we should be able to come in, dismantle it, and then erect it back over in one of our fields. I haven't quite decided where we're going to put it yet either, but we'll figure that one out. Once we figure that out, then we can once we figure that out, then it's going to give us a lot of extra valuable storage space that we're going to need, because essentially we have to try and get as many of these bales under cover, really, particularly for the straw facility. They do require our straw to be under a certain moisture, so if it gets too wet we can't process it into pellets. Okay, we'll bounce our way along here, and I believe we just need to be into here and the gate's shut. So we'll switch it off for now. Which indicator's on? There we go. Awesome. So, the shed in question that we need to have a look at here, once these doors open, away we go. It's actually this here. No. Looks like it's got a nice little mower and cultivator in there. But yeah, so we want to look at this straw shed here. It's quite sizable actually. That's got to be what, 60 foot? I would say. I'd guess maybe 60 foot, 20 foot bays. But yeah, it's certainly something we'd look at. We want a nice tight roof. I'm not sure quite how well the tin will last on it once we take it off and move over to our to where we're going to store it, but it's certainly something we can look into. And like I said, I do believe he wants to take this out, put a concrete floor down, and then look into some form of grain storage, I think. But yeah, this is certainly a great, a good looking shed for what we need. I think he was advertising very cheap, for only a couple of £1,000. So if that's in mind, then we should be able to do something about that. But it certainly looks like something I want to have a look into. Now what I do need to do, however, is going to find our man. He should be coming over to have a chat with me, and we'll see if we can figure out a deal here, see what we can strike. So I need to go and see find where he's gone. And would you believe it, people? That is the quickest I've ever spent £4,500 right there. That is my shed, effectively. £4,500, and he's going to help me take it down, which is always very nice. He's got some spare time in his hands. He wants to make sure it's taken down quickly, so I can't say no to that. So yeah, we will come back here. We'll come back with our still saws and our torches, probably, and we'll have this popped off very quickly. And we'll see where we can get this... see where we can find some space to put it, and then also have to probably maybe put a little track into a field, put some gravel down and everything like that, but we can figure all of that out when we have to. But for now we have a shed, which is the main thing. So what I'm going to do at this stage is, this has been a bit of a different episode. I'm going to get back and see how the boys are doing cutting some hay. Got to get the tedder out and make sure that we're all ready to go baling probably in a few days, all being well if the weather holds. So we're going to have a look at that, we'll get cracking, and then we'll see you later. So this has been a short one, but a little bit different. I hope that you've enjoyed it. For now, thank you very much for watching, as always. If you have enjoyed it, please do remember to hit that like button and smash that subscribe button if you're not subscribed already. And we'll see you again next time around. So until then, stay safe, enjoy what you're doing, but most importantly, happy farming.